Now what the hell is this? How the hell am I supposed to kill this werewolf if he keeps healing? No clue how to play this game, but whatever card has the highest number is whatever I'm picking. There's no way he just did it on a horse and is looking somewhat proud. To think it took me 7 years to even buy this masterpiece has me downright disappointed in myself. I have invested 51 hours into the game, which may not seem much, but hear me out. I only had the game only for 4 days, and I can assure you, I have had less movement than a prestige Discord mod that lives in Ohio or some shit. But anyways, I want to review this game from a new player's experience in 2022. And oh boy, it's like being blown away with peak fiction. I guess it's crucial that I start off with the story. The opening scene of the game is this man Geralt in the tub. Then as he is sitting in the tub, a crab bites him on his meat. And he has virtually no reaction. This one I just knew this guy was not to be messed with. He's one of those people you can't defeat, so your best chance is to seal him within a box or some shit. But anyways, after waking up from that fever dream and adventuring into the world, I quickly realized my decisions actually held consequences. Now I have never played a game to where my decisions weighed so much, so it really made me think very closely about what set of dialogue I picked, as each decision I could make could change my playthrough drastically. It's just like in real life when you were a kid. You got a bad report card, so you decided to throw it in the trash. But later your mom found out and hit you with hidden Mortal Kombat combos, and you had to suffer for your consequences. But that leads us back to the topic. I really love the fact that the side quests sometimes tie into the main quest. In my experience, this is unheard of. I don't know what other game does this. The side quests feel like the main quest. And sometimes I don't feel like the main character, I feel like a side character. It's meshed so well, seemingly being the closest thing to perfection. Let's talk about the Baron. Warning, spoilers are incoming. The Baron, who at first had less sense than some isekai degenerate drowners, but eventually he slowly becomes a more remorseful man. I am glad I saved him in my first playthrough. I swear it was purely on accident. I really thought I was saving the children because no way in hell I'm about to believe a demon tree. I am not trusting something that sounds like this.
I am bound here in fetters of magic. I am wounded and nemesis.
And then I found out if I picked the wrong answer, it would have took the form of a demon horse. The only good demon is a dead demon, unless you're Nezuko. It turns out I was wrong and the children was massacred. Shit makes me want to cry because I just remember having the best memory that I had was playing hide and seek. And what makes it even worse, these motherfuckers showed up and gave me nightmares. Just seeing them was perhaps the most creepiest thing in existence. Like, they look like damn sleep paralysis demons. Shit makes me want to cry making this video, but it's actions like this. It's hard to be morally correct when compared against two evils in life. You have to pick either one of them, but the outcome won't be pleasant either way. The game even conveys it very well with this cinematic sentence.
If I'm to choose between a greater and lesser evil, I'd rather not choose at all. Usually though, the stakes are just too damn high. Sometimes in choosing a greater evil, you do good, albeit in a small way. When I chose to save the orphans of the swamp, I couldn't know Anna would die, and I never thought the Baron would leave his wife where she lay, find a rope and hang himself. Most times, you make your choice and never look back.
This system makes you want to roam for hours on end because you can find side quests randomly with pretty somewhat complex storylines. There's an actual point in doing them. I once found a side quest by literally reading a letter from a dead body. And what set the stage for these side quests are some of the characters who are very well written within their own right. They're not just regular side characters where you see them and be like, he is just there to be there. I did not forget about any of the side characters because all of them have their own set of flaws mixed in with their own conflict of interest. And for the characters that are knowingly bad, you can't help but feel at least somewhat sympathy for them. But wait, these side characters are also tricky as fuck, man. The side characters won't hesitate to manipulate you to get exactly what they want. Believe me, my horny ass most definitely know this as a fact. Also, so it really makes you think, should you really trust every word that they say? Even more interesting that these side quests was also tied into the in-game storyline once you finish your playthrough. Also, if you progress too far into the main quest, you will automatically fail some of the side quests, which at first I was very confused when it happened to me at times. But this goes against a pro into the game because not that many games have this feature to where the side quest will expire based on how far you progressed into the main story. Now let's move on to my favorite aspect of the game, the world building. Because of this one factor alone, you can abandon doing side quests in general or just main quests in general and just explore. Like, you can just really be at peace, man, in full harmony. Just listen to the waves. Forget about your 9 to 5 for now. This is just a remedy from the aftermath of your rush hour. Even better, let's just ride into the sun and then have Roach get stuck on the 1,000th tree. I think it's very possible for someone to put 200 hours into the game and still not beat the game due to this aspect. And actually hold that thought. I was scrolling on Reddit and found out that someone spent 600 hours in the game and haven't even finished the main quest. Like, seriously, these guys could probably easily find the One Piece if they were set off in the One Piece universe. But anyways, back on task. From an aesthetic perspective, the sun is just beautiful, and how it illuminates with its golden hues, the trees blows against the wind, and even more harder when you get caught into an aggressive storm. Throughout your journey, you will come across swamps and the residents who do some pretty interesting customs due to underlying forces. You will also come across a city that's very prosperous and is depicted as a free city. But don't be fooled. The free city holds as much credibility as North Korea calling themselves a democracy. You can see it is very corrupt, with various criminal gangs fighting for control of the city with their own motives, and plus a religious group which seemingly controls the city having very, let's say, not morally correct morals. You will also find prosecution against other groups within the city. Now moving on to the next area, Velen. If I had to describe this place in a couple of words, I would say edgelord paradise. Like, this place is just literal hell. Like, this place should just get nuked for humanitarian mercy. Once I leave, I just go and get drunk with my troll friend to release stress from that horrible place. Next is Skellige. I think that's how you say the word, right? Let's be honest. Nobody has said that word right the first time. What can I say? Viking culture. We love it. It's a breath of fresh air from the swamp-infested Velen and the smell of decaying bodies in Novigrad. But seriously though, is this guy okay? Did he drink a McDonald's Sprite or something? Jesus, buddy. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. Wait, where were we? Oh yeah, Skellige. I love that in Skellige you can get scenic views like this, vice versa in Kaer Morhen. Now, I am doing the base game review. I have heard of an area called Toussaint. Looks the best, but I am only reviewing the base game. I'll complete the DLC and do a separate video on it later. Now this moves me on to my next topic, bugs in the game. There's some bugs here and there, but it isn't game breaking. One thing that does feel like a bug though is the fall damage. Like, seriously, why are there so many times I die in this game from falls that not even Peter Dinklage would die from? I did not even know that this was a meme within the Witcher 3 community. Oh, I also forgot, riding Roach is sometimes irritating as hell because sometimes he thinks he is the main character, so randomly he stops in front of anything. So I really prefer, sometimes it's just better to run. But anyways, this moves me on to the next thing, the music. See, I was already into medieval music, so this was like an added bonus. Like, this music can make a human start dancing. The music changes based on your environment. My favorite transition is when you in Novigrad. It has this happy-go-lucky sound, but when you go into the poor side, it's more of a gloomy type of sound. But the most gloomiest sound I have ever heard in even video game history is the one in Crockback Bog. Just listen to this. I promise you, I stay no longer than 1 minute tops. And it makes it even worse because on my first playthrough, I got the worst ending anybody could imagine to get. It is terrible. So every time I go, I'm reminded of it. Now I want to talk about combat. So apparently this is considered the game's weakness, but in my opinion, the combat wasn't that bad. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I really like the hack and slash animations, especially when you finish off an opponent. The ability setup is pretty decent. Nothing really special about it, to be honest. And I would say the combat is somewhat hard in the start when you don't know what you are doing. For example, I died to the Noon Wraith once, then I learned how to use the Beastery, which it told me its weakness, which is a very good system. I eventually came back and pretty somewhat easily killed the Noon Wraith. But later I found out the key to everybody's problems is just kin. Spam that and you will have everything you want in life. It's so much of a multi-purpose tool that it might even be able to cure world hunger. There is simply just no need for blade oils or bombs or anything of that nature once you have kin on your side.